Good morning, class. How are you feeling today? Okay, that's good to hear. So, last meeting, our discussion is about poetry. Am I right? So, who can recall what is poetry or what's the meaning of it? Okay, Mr. Reese, please stand up. Very good. Poetry poetry is a form of literary expression that uses language, rhythm, and imagery to evoke emotions, convey ideas, and share stories in a creative and artistic way. So, before we dive into our next discussion, I have here a jumble words, and all you have to do is to guess what is this word. Okay, so anyone? Okay, Miss Lovely. Very good. It is liquor. So, what comes to your mind when you hear the word liquor or when you see a bottle of liquor? Okay, Miss Laxina. Stressed? Maybe another. Okay, fun? Sort of. Another answer. Drunk. Exactly. So, we were going to use his literary piece, which is Annabel Lee, for our discussion for today. So, our discussion for today is about the elements of poetry. So, are you ready, class? To give you a trivia, my dear students, did you know that one of the authors of English literature is known as the drunken author? So, who do you think is this author? So, anyone? Okay, very good. He is Edgar Allan Poe. Who among you here still remember what are the elements of poetry? Okay, Miss Orion, stand up. So, the first element of the poetry is stanza. So, stanza is a group of lines in a poem. So, this poem of Edgar Allan Poe, which is Annabel Lee, is divided into 6 stanzas. So, let's identify what is the stanza. So, again, as what I've said, stanza is a group of lines in the poem. So, for you, where is the stanza here? Okay, so this is the stanza. This is the first stanza, second stanza, third stanza, and fourth stanza. So, again, class, this is the stanza. It is the group of lines in a poem. Since we are done with stanza, so what do you think is the second elements of poetry? Okay, very good. The second element of poetry is the line. Line is a single row words in a poem. So let's identify what is line. So class, line is part in stanza. So here, this is the first line. This is the second line. This is the third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, and eighth line. So let's move on to the third elements of poetry. So what is it, class? Okay, Mr. Yohoko. Very good. The third element of poetry is the meter. So, what is meter? So, meter is a number and style of a represented syllables in a line. So let's identify where is the meter here. So the meter here, guys, is this. It was many and many years ago. So this is the meter. So the meter is the syllables and style in a line. So let's proceed to the fourth elements of poetry. So what do you think is the fourth element? So the fourth elements of poetry is the rhyme. So what do you think is rhyme? So rhyme describes words that has the same ending sound. So who can give me an example of rhyme? The example of rhyme here is this: in this kingdom by the sea and my beautiful Annabel Lee. So as you can see, the sea and Lee has the same ending sounds. So that is the rhyme of the poem. So the sea and the Lee. Okay, so let's proceed to the fifth elements of poetry. Okay, so please stand up. Miss Kutanda. Okay, so the fifth elements of poetry is rhythm. So for you, class, what if there is rhyme, there is rhythm. So what is rhythm? Rhythm is a beat, sound, and feel of a poem. So what do you think is the differences of rhyme and rhythm? So rhyme is a pattern of words with similar sounds, while rhythm is a movement with uniform recurrence of beat and accent. So that's their difference. Also, class, rhythm is melodic and song-like, which contributes to the poem's mournful tone. So let's move on to the fifth elements of poetry. So, and one. Okay, Miss Sagarino. So, very good. The sixth elements of poetry is the mood. Mood is the feeling of the poet that he or she is trying to convey. So, examples of mood. Okay, class. So, the mood of this poem is melancholic and romantic. So, this poem starts with a sense of nostalgia and love, but transitions with grief and sorrow after Annabel Lee's death. Despite the sadness of Annabel's death, the speaker's undying devotion creates a tone of hopeful longing for eternal love. So, for the last elements of poetry, so what is this, class? So, okay, Mr. Borromeo, please stand up. Okay, very good. The last elements of poetry is the theme. Okay, so the theme is a truth lesson or message about life. So, what do you think is the theme in this poem, Annabel Lee? Okay, very good. The poem explores the themes of love and envy. This poem is thought to be written in the memory of Edgar Allan Poe's wife. Therefore, the central theme of this poem is significantly the fact that true love can outlast death. Okay, so that's it for today's discussion. So let us all recap what are the 7 elements of poetry. So first is the stanza, second is the line, third is the meter, and fourth is rhyme, fifth is rhythm, sixth is mood, and lastly is the theme. And for your assignment class, I want you to choose one of Edgar Allan Poe's